type by shape. There are two different types. Merong rectilinear and round. Ito rectilinear, so parang rectangular. These towers are constructed in cellular fashion, increasing linearly to the length and number of cells necessary to accomplish a special thermal performance. Ito, by cell. So round mechanical drop. Yan. Our towers, as the name implies, are essentially round in plan configuration, with fans clustered as close practicable around the center point of the tower. Multi-phase towers, such as the octagonal mechanical drop, also fall in the general classification of round towers. Ito, what pala siya? Kailangan kasabay, round, octagonal, fall din dito. So itong rectilinear, ito yung rectangle na nakaseries. Okay? Tawag ng isang is cell. So, wala tayong figure. Okay? So type by method of heat transfer. All of the cooling towers described here are evaporative type towers, and that they derive their primary cooling effect from the evaporation that takes place when air and water are brought into direct contact. At the other end of the spectrum is the dry tower, whereby full utilization of dry surface cross section, no direct method, and no evaporation occurs between air and water. Hence, sensible heat transfer cools the waters totally. Now, in between this extreme are the plume abatement and water conservation towers, wherein progressively greater portion of dry surface coil sections are introduced into the overall heat transfer system to alleviate a specific problem or to accomplish a specific requirements. So, performance of cooling tower, meron tayong tinatawag na range, which is T sub A minus T sub B. Tingnan nyo ito, cooling tower, ito yung geometric chart, from 1 to 2. So, ito yung 1 inlet to 2. Yung 3 to 4 is yung water na. Okay? Ang water inlet is T sub A and outlet is T sub B. So, the range is T sub A minus T sub B. Yan ang aim niya. The approach is T sub B minus T sub wet valve. Ito. So, efficiency of cooling tower is actual range divided by theoretical range na tapos po silang ma-achieve is equal to T sub A minus T sub B over T sub A minus the wet valve. Now, the makeup water requirement by mass balance is M sub 1 W1 plus M sub 3 is equal to M sub 1 plus W1 plus M sub 4. Check nyo. So, M sub 3 is not equal to M sub 4. Okay? So, where M5 is the makeup water requirement, M1 is the mass flow rate, mass flow of air entering, W1 is the humidity ratio of air entering, W2 is the humidity ratio of air leaving, M3 is the mass flow of water entering, M sub 4 is the mass flow of water leaving. So, may pagkaiba siya. Pag merong makeup waters. Pag wala, so this is negligible. Same. Okay? Pag pinaglik mo yung makeup. So, by energy balance, M sub 1 H sub 1 plus M sub 3 H sub 3 plus M sub 5 H sub 5. Ito yung makeup is equal to M sub 1 H sub 2 plus M sub 4 plus M sub 3. But makeup is the difference between M sub 3 and M sub 4. Kasi nga yung anong dinagdag mo dito, sumadagdag dito sa M3. So, magiging M4. Then, M sub 1 H sub 1 plus M sub 3 H sub 3 plus M sub 3 minus M sub 4 times H sub 5 is equal to M sub 1 H sub 2 plus M sub 4 H sub 2. So, this is now the equation 1. Now, by heat balance, the heat absorbed by air is equal to heat rejected by water, which is equal to M sub 1 times H sub 2 minus H sub 1 is equal to M sub 3 Cp times Ta minus Tb, where M sub 3 is equal to mass flow rate of water flowing, and Cp is equal to specific heat of water, 4.187. This is okay. M3 times change of temperature, kasi yung dito, yung M5 na wala na. Okay? Heat balance lang siya. Tapos yung dagdag doon sa M5 dito, so magiging equal lang yun. So, magiging 0. So, it balance. So, example number 2. In a cooling water enters at 52C and leaves at 15.7C. So, air at 29C and 47% RH also enters the cooling tower and leaves at 46C, fully saturated with moisture. Now, it is desired to determine A, the volume and mass of air necessary to cool 1 kilogram of water, and B, the quantity of water that can be cooled with 142 cubic meter per minute of atmospheric air. So given is the water entering at 52C and leaves at 27C. So air at 29C and 47% RH in leaves at 47C fully saturated. So this is the graph. Sinabing fully saturated, so ito yung magiging psychometric chart mo. Okay? Pag hindi naman fully saturated, so ito yung graph mo. Diagram. So pag ito ang tinagay mo, that means mali yung pag-intindi mo yan. So dikit mo siya doon. Fully saturated. And required A, volume of mass of air necessary to cool 1 kilogram of water. B, quantity of water. Ito, M3. So solution, so T sub 3 is 52. C. Yan. Leaves T sub 4, 27C. T sub BB2 is 46C saturated. T sub BB1 is 29C. T sub 4, 27C. Ang P sub 1 or relative humidity is 57%. So from psychometric chart, yung state point 1 mo is 29C dry bulb and 47% RH. H sub 1 now is 59 kilojoule per kilogram, psychometric chart. W1 is 0.0116 kilogram per kilogram. V sub 1 is 0.870 cubic meter per kilogram. At 2, the dry bulb temperature saturated. P sub S is equal to P sub D is equal to 10.144 kilopascal. So H sub G2 is equal to 2585 kilojoule per kilogram. So W2 is equal to, so pwede magamit ng psychometric chart din, pero dito mas eksakto. So 0.622 P1 over P sub T minus PS, PS pala, is 0.622 times 10.144 PS dPB, di ba? Kasi yun yung saturated. By 101.325 minus 10.144 is 0.0692 kilogram per kilogram. Ginamit natin ang formula kasi mas accurate to kaysa dun sa psychometric chart. Nag-depende ang accuracy sa pagbasa nyo. Kasi na 40 pagbasa, so hindi accurate. Diba? That's ba? Substitute in 1. So this is the 1. So 1 ito. Ito yung equation mo. So 1, 2. Substitute in 1. So M, it become equation 3. M sub A, H sub 1 plus M sub 3, H sub 1 is equal to M sub A, H sub 2 plus M sub 3 minus M sub 8 and W2 minus W1 times S3. Diba? Ito, i-ano mo, energy balance mo. So magiging M sub 8 times 59 plus 1 times 217.69 is equal to M sub 8 times 225.2 plus 1 times plus 1 minus MA times 0.0692 minus 0.116 times yung enthalpy na 113.25. I think this is M sub A is M sub 3 is 1. Tama. Ito, 1 kilogram of water. So this is 1, okay? So M sub A is equal to 0.654 kilogram. So the volume of air is equal to V sub 1 is equal to M sub A kasi dito tayo kuha ng air. M sub A times B sub 1 is 0.654 times 0.873 is 0.5709 cubic meter. And the mass required is M sub A is equal to 0.654 kilogram. This is the answer for letter A. Now, letter B, let M place the quantity of water. M sub A is equal to B sub 1 over B sub 1 is 1.2 over 0.873 is 162.66 kilogram per meter. Now, change M sub A to M dot A. That is flow rate na, di ba? Empty, ganun din. So, M sub A, H sub A, plus, so, yung equation na yan. So, substitute mo yung value ng rate is 162.66 times 59 plus M3 times 217.69 is equal to 162.66 times 225.2 plus M sub 3 minus 162.66 times 0.0692 minus 0.0116 times 113.25 yung S4. Wait, may 65 dito. So M3 is 248.7 kilogram per minute. So the quantity of water is M3 is equal to 247.8.7 kilogram per minute. So this is the answer. Okay. So nabaliktad. Wait ah. So ito pala nabaliktad natin. Kasunod nito W2 is pag-solve ng H2 is CPTDB2 plus W2 SMT2 ako pala nakabaliktad is 1.0062 times 46 plus 0.0692 times 2585 is 225.2. Ito yung value ng H2. So H3 is T3 is 52, C S3 is equal to H sub at 52. Steam table is 217.69 kJ per kilogram. At 4, C sub 4 is 27C. From the steam table, you can also get 27C is 113.25 kJ per kilogram. So A, so the volume of air necessary to cool 1 kilogram of water is B sub 1 is equal to MA B sub 1. And to solve for MA when MA is equal to M3 is 1 kilogram. So by energy balance, equation 1 ito yung equation ng binanggit dito. So ito na. So M3 minus M4 is equal to MA times W1 minus W2 minus W1 is M3 is equal to, or M4 is equal to M3 minus MA times W2 minus W1. Okay, wait So meron pa palang correction dito. Inaalala ko. Okay, palitan ko lang to. Rate balance as approximation, approximate lang yan. So if hindi nyo magamit to, kasi kulang ng data, so itong gamitin nyo. Kasi ito pares lang to. Energy balance, so MX1 minus itong MH2, M1S2 minus M1S1, ito yon. So this is equal to magiging M3H3 minus ito. M3H3 plus M3 minus M4 plus H5 minus M4H4. Ito yon ang eksakto. Okay? So this is just an approximation in case sa board exam mo lang binigay. Ito lang water. Hindi mo makuha yung ibang data. So ito ang gamitin mo. Okay? So dito sa detail, ito ang kailangan natin. So wag yung shortcutin natin. Meron namang equation to. So hindi nyo na ginamit to. So iba ang result nun. Okay? So ito ang pampagulo yung mga approximation kasi may purpose tayo is yung board exam ng mga tricks. So yan. So example natin, ito nga. Yan. So complete ang ginamit natin. Yan. So hindi naman kinuha yung heat. Pag kinuha yung heat ng water, so ito ang gagamitin mo. M1 plus H2 minus H1. This kabila is approximation lang. Kasi yung M4 is approximately equal talaga sa M3. Pero different ang numerical value. Approximation lang. Okay? So kaya minsan nagagamit ng iba yung mga turo sa reviewer. So actual na mga enthalpy hindi na nagagamit. So that is, consider nyo yan sa solution nyo. Better na gamitin to kung available naman. Okay? So ito, yan, okay na tayo dito. Okay na dito. Next, as the dryers. Sinabi ko. Sa kadalasan ngayon sa mga planta, sa mga thesis na gumagawa kayo ng dryer. So ito ang theory. So drying is the process of removing moisture in varying amounts from solid or semi-fluid materials. This process may be accomplished by pressure, suction, decantation, or evaporation. Itong topic na dryer, sinama dito sa air conditioning kasi air conditioning din dito. Init mo yung hangin para madry yung product. Okay, marami kasi ng dryer. Kung tingnan mo yung mga syllabus na sa CHED, makikita mo yung dryer andun sa subject na may tools. Yun ang unang mga topic niya, dryers, ano pa iba doon? So, mga conveyor, anong topic doon. So, hindi na yung nadidiscuss kasi nagko-concentrate na doon sa tool. Di ba? So, kaya pagdating sa board, nawawala yung, kumbaga, dahil natuturo. Kaya hindi pwede malampas. So, nilagay ko natin dito sa industrial plant. Industrial ba to? Industrial plant engineering. Okay? Para di kayo mawala. So, a dryer is a machine or equipment used for drying process. And the waterer is a machine or equipment used for the watering process. Yung mga pinipiga lang. So, walang ibang, walang process. The watering is the common term for the process using only pressure, suction, or decantation. This process is used to remove or reduce only a portion of the surface moisture of the material. Next, evaporation is the main principle applied in drying process. I-evaporate mo yung moisture pati sa kalubluban ng product. In a drying process, not only the surface liquid is removed or reduced, but also the internal moisture and, in many cases, water and chemical combination. Inherent moisture and bed moisture are the terms used for describing the moisture in the mass that is not on the surface of the materials. No. Chemically combined water is the water that is produced when a chemical component of the material changes its composition by heat or other means, nagiging vapor. Parts of continuous drying process. A. Application of heat to the material and or to the air mixture which carries away the moisture. Ano to? Yung heating coil mo. B, means for removing the water vapor, steam, or moist mixture. Ito yung dehumidifier mo, dehumidification. Diba? Or, yan. C, conveying the material in its wet region, semi-dried, and dried condition into, through, and out of the apparatus, allowing the material the proper time for contact with the heating and moisture removing elements. Ito yung mga conveyor, yung mga, kung batch type siya naman, ito kasi continuous. Kung batch type siya naman is yung trays, shelves. Diba yung tinutulak lang. Pag madry na, itulak mo palabas, ng next batch naman. So types of dryer. Mayroong direct type dryer, and this type of dryer, flame from combustion impinges o tumatama on the materials being dried, or the gases of combustion may be mixed with additional air so that the mixture in contact with the material is reduced in temperature. Letter B, indirect heat type dryer. In this type, the gases of combustion pass through the spaces surrounding, or in other ways heating the drying chamber, but the gases are not allowed to get in contact with materials being dyed. So separate siya. C, steam heated type dryer. In this type, the material is in contact with the steam pipes or the air is passed over steam heaters and then over or through the material being dried. So heating lang to, heating. Meron kasi mga dryer na aircon type. Ang aircon kasi dryer din yan. Di ba? May ano lang na tubig sa lamesa, kunti, matak, tingnan mo, mawala yan. That is drying. Okay? So mga type ng dryer, depende sa application. Meron tayong rotary dryer, sa copra, sand, wood chips. Kasi yun nagko-convey mo yung dryer na rotating habang umiikot. Mix niya, di ba? Hinahalo. B, compartment batch dryer for the wood enamel wares, food stuff. Compartment yung may housing, may bahay siya. Batch dryer. So, ilalagay mo doon, tatambak mo. Pag tuyo na, lalabas mo. Next part naman. Centrifugal dryer. So, sugar, fertilizer, salt. Ito maliliit na itong product. Okay? Parang sinishake. Earth dryer. Copra, enamel wear stock. Ito yung pinapatong lang. Tapos, landay na. Yung mga high term. Earth, mga fornage niyan. Towel dryer. So, palay, wheat, grains, nalagay mo sa ibabaw, pamagsak, so madaday siya. Infrared ray dryer sa air conditioner, cars, refrigerators, sa oven. Meron kayong oven, di ba? Makita niyo yung doon, umiinit, parang pumupula. Ang yung mga style ng infrared dryer. Or in short, infrared ray. So for the performance of dryer, ito tayo. Since marami sa board exam to, hygroscopic materials are those substances which are particularly variable in moisture content that can possess at different times. Ito yung mga item na mag-absorb ng moisture. Diba yung mga basa? Hindi sa dry. Woods, dry yun. Siyempre, dry yun pag dry. Pag nabasa, so may moisture yun. So, meron tayo tinatawag na bone dry weight, BW, or dry bone weight. It is the final constant weight reached by a hygroscopic surface after being dried out. Ano mo, okay? So, ito yung tirang weight niya. Pag natuyo. Okay? Regain is the hygroscopic weight moisture content of a substance expressed as percentage of bone dry weight of the material. So, regain is the weight of moisture na nag-gain po sa product divided by sa material, bone dry weight. Moisture content is usually expressed as the percentage of gross weight of the body and may refer to the hygroscopic and purely substance moisture. So, ito yung schematic diagram niya. So, from ito yung atmospheric air. Meron kang preheater. Then, pasok sa fan. Tapos sa drying chamber. Ipipreheat mo siya sa temperature desired ng dryer. So, air. So, pagpasok mo dito, ito yung material may papasok mo dyan. So, mag-mimix siya sa hangin, sa drying chamber. So, yung hangin mo, lalamig. So, lalabas na siya as state point 4. Okay? So, ito yung state point naman ng materials as A and B. So, steam is D and F. So, dito tayo magko-concentrate. Ito yung mga symbols. S1, S2, S3, S4. T sub dB1, T sub dB2, T sub dB3, T sub dB4. Small letter S are enthalpies. Capital letter S is the moisture content. Moisture content. So, now, the gross weight is the bone dry weight plus the weight of moisture. So, GW is equal to VDW plus MW. So BW of entering material is equal to BW of leaving material. Dry na siya. So GWA minus MWA is equal to GWA minus MWB ito. Okay, so moisture removed from the material M sub R is equal to MWA minus MWB. So moisture removed by air is moisture removed from material. Yan. So M sub A times H sub 4 minus H sub 5. So ito yung sa air. Is equal to M sub R is equal to MWA minus MWB. Thus the mass of air is equal to MWA minus MWB over H sub 4 minus H sub 5. So where MW is equal to total moisture content at A in kilogram vapor per second. MWB is the total moisture content at B in kilogram vapor per second. Kilogram vapor or kilogram moisture. Okay? Kasi moisture content. H sub 4 is the moisture content of air leaving the air in kilogram vapor per kilogram the air. H sub 3 is the moisture content of air leaving the air, kilogram vapor over kilogram of the air. Let Ms is the steam flow rate, so consider the air preheater. Heat gained by the heater is equal to heat loss by steam, so M sub A is equal to H sub 2 minus H sub 1 is equal to M sub S times H sub B minus H sub F, thus M sub S is equal to M sub A times H sub 2 minus H sub 1 over H sub G minus H sub F is equal to M sub A times H sub 2 minus H sub 1 over S sub F G. Napansin nyo, ito yung gas, yung liquid. So ito yung equations sa dryer. So, dali lang naman yan, memorya. Example number 3. Yeah. A copra, so from the viewer to. A copra drying plant is designed to dry 1,000 kg per hour of fresh coconut meat containing 30% dryer. The raw copra from the dryer contains 5% water, fresh air at 27 C and 40% relative humidity, and barometric pressure of 98 kilopascal has a humidity ratio of 0.0083 kilogram vapor divided by kilogram of dry air, and enthalpy of 50.86 kilojoule per kilogram of dry air. So the air is heated to 110 C with an enthalpy of 135.58 kilojoule per kilogram dry air. So we can retain sa psychometric chart. So dito yan sa H2. H2. Yan. So 0.2. Before entering the adiabatic drying chamber, it leaves the dryer at a temperature of 75 C sa 4 with humidity ratio of 0.00285 kilogram per vapor per kilogram of dry air. Assuming 100% heat transfer efficiency and air preheater. So, equal yung sa heat balance, so equal siya. Find the amount of steam required by the dryer when condensing saturated steam to saturated liquid at 150 kilopascal. So H sub FG is 2226.5 kilojoule per kilogram. Express answer in kilograms per hour. So di ba? So kasama yung steam. Buo yung system ng dryer. So this value is 0.09093. Hindi 0.0083. Check natin kasi sa reviewer pero kinap na yun. Pero yung solution niya 0.0090. So this is actually 0.0090. Kung titingnan mo yung 27C 40% relative RS, makukompute mo at 28 kilopascal, makukompute mo to sa kato. So this is correct. Ito, masicheck mo to sa steam table. Okay? So this is now H4. H3 pala ito. H3, itong 3 into is approximately equal kung wala kang input dito sa fan. Kung may horsepower ka, so consider mo yung heat effect niya. Di ba? So, mag-iiba yung value nito. Pero yung S2 is equal to S3 is also equal to S1 kasi isa lang naman ang ano niya, yung humidity ratio. Pagdating dito, bababa. Tataas. Kasi na-absorb na yung ng hangin yung sa product. Okay. So, ito nga S4 is 0.0090. Finish. Hindi, baliktad. Check. H3. Okay, so baliktad to. This is H4 minus H3. Okay, wait, balikan natin. So ito, H4 is 0.02285 and H3 is 0.0094. 3 to 4, nagtaas. Now, the bond dry weight of wet feed is the bond dry weight of dry product. This is WA minus 0.30 times WA is equal to WB minus 0.05 of WB. Ano yung formula ng bond dry weight? Yun. Sabay natin. Kasi nawawala na naman yung ano. Huwag natin ilagay. Formula namin to. So WA, weight ng A minus 0.3 of WA is equal to WB minus 0.05 of WB. Ito na pala. Mass of B is 0.05 of WB. And is the material leaving dried product. So, for info lang, pinalitan ko ng small letter yung M sub A dito. Okay? Sabi kanina, A, capital A, in small letter ko para hindi mag-conflict dito sa solusyon. Yan. Kasi M sub A sa figure, capital dito is the moisture in entering or yung wet feed, and yung M sub B is the moisture content, moisture doon sa sub B. Okay? Ng product. So, WA minus po yan. 1,000 times 0.7 is WB times 0.95. So, the WB is the 76.84 kilogram per hour. So, ito na yung wet feed. Yung product mo. Wet, moist, ng product total dito. Magkaiba na sa 1,000 kasi nabawasan siya ng ito. Moisture remove is M sub R is WA minus WB is 1,000 minus 76.84 or 263.16 kilograms per hour. Malaki. Also, M sub R is equal to M sub A minus M sub B is 300 minus 0.05 times 76.84. Asan yung 300 ito? Is 260.16 kilograms per hour. So, magkukumple kasi niya. So, the same. Ilan? So, dito na ba? So now the moisture removed by air is equal to the moisture removed from feed. So mass of air na makukuha mo na as H sub 4 minus H sub 3. Ito rin yung mass of air is M sub E rin yun, tama? So M sub R siya equals M sub R. So mass of air is equal to 0.02285 minus 0.0093 is equal to 263.16. So the mass of air is equal to 19,421.4 kilogram per hour. Considering air preheater, assuming 100% heat transfer efficiency, the heat gained by air is equal to the heat lost by steam. Thus, steam mass flow rate is M sub S is equal to mass of air times H2 minus H1 over H sub D minus H sub F is equal to 19,421.4 times 135.58 minus 50.86 divided by 200,226.5, or the M sub S or mass of the steam is 739 kilogram per hour. This is now the answer. So itong procedure na to at saka yung mga setup na equation dito sa Maya is madiderive mo to talaga. Analysis lang or air conditioning o heat balance. Lahat naman siya madiderive. So syempre, hindi naman lahat maaga na sa derivation. So sinaset up na lang yung mga equation. Pero pag sa setup ng equation, dapat alam mo din yung mga rules. Yung mga ina-approximate doon para ma-derive yung equation. Okay? Para pa nag-iba yung nakita kang hindi pwede gamitin yung equation, so, derive mo na lang. So, this is the end of this topic.